fairly brave, taking it up one off the ruck against Auckland. The pass out into midfield. Didn't really have the numbers though. Walsh wrapped up, and now they'll have to clear it.
Let's have it now, Reg.
And if they can't, they'll concede a free kick. Oh, it squirts out on the Auckland side anyway. Moa scoots away with it into a bit of a hole. Still going, Taniela Moa. Munro with him, fires a pass well to no one. Towed ahead by Mbola and taken out as he got it away. That's Tom McCartney who did that, and unnecessary in the opinion of the referee.
Taking without the ball.
I thought he might have almost got a card there, actually. It was pretty cynical.
Playing on.
Yeah, here it is here. Let's just have a look and see how bad it was. Well, he wasn't attempting to pick the ball up, so yeah, it's something that, well, some people might have thought could have been worth a yellow card. The referee happy to give a penalty. Lively. Interested in your thoughts on Taniela Moa. We saw him making the run there, JP. He's a strong player. He's got a good pass, and he's certainly a good runner. Do you believe this fellow is an international prospect?
Oh, I'm not too sure about yet, TJ. He's certainly got plenty of talent. There's no doubt about that. It's just interesting today. A little bit of sloppiness. I'll probably call it. It's crept into his game again. You may argue that he's got an excuse perhaps against this opposition, but you know, those top quality players that don't let the standards drop. And, you know, that was a great break, but pretty sloppy play.
Well, Ian Logan's going to have a shot at goal from halfway here, and it's not bad, but it's just passed away to the left. Probably would have gone under the bar even if it had been on target.
Okay, let's go to the kicker.
Munro. Long restart. Logan's gone back. And this time hoofs it high into the air. Moa underneath it, and plenty of time to get under it and head off away downfield. Linking up with some support. Now away to Munro. Looking to free the pass up Artinga.
10.
Ridden to the ground by Leighton.
Play on off a blue foot.
And picked up on the right wing by Kraft Chemis. Auckland not controlling it at the breakdown, but unable to make any real progress.
Yes, and again, just inaccurate. JP's talked about it. Sloppy play, really. Casual, you'd have to say, from Auckland.
Okay. 2, 4, 3, 1.
McCartney to Williams. Poverty Bay sacking it, although illegally in the opinion of the referee. You have to take the player from the waist up. You can't bring them all down by going around the legs. That's deemed to be dangerous. And they'll come back for the penalty. Much debate about
From the waist to the shoulder.
there's some debate about this new law about bringing down the rolling wall. Some like it, some don't. My only concern about it's a safety issue, and that's why it's illegal. Although I thought he
pulled him down, didn't he, from the shoulders, I would have
thought. It looked like it was around the legs.
Well, here's a change for Auckland. Grayson Hart taking the field and replacing Taniela Moa. So obviously the coaches obviously know that they've seen enough of him before. That's not the issue. Perhaps just wanting to give Grayson Hart a run as well.
Well, Grayson Hart had a very good tournament at the under-20s, and here he is taking the ball from Jay Williams, pass to Lockie Munro. Now Stanley trying to accelerate through a gap. Daniel Braid doing what he does best. Such a good support player. Now Hayu taking a high tackle and managed to get away. Stan Halkinima. Now they bring it to the open side. Munro floats a big pass across to Marnie. Reaches up and takes it back into Stanley. He's taken 5 short of the line.
Right, go right.
Hart puts it away to Munro. Runs at the line and then turns it back in field. But Faumuina just had to wait for an instant. And that enabled the defence to get up on top of him. Now Munro floating a pass. Oh, well, Halkanima stayed out on the wing. And having to tidy it up was Grayson Hart.
Straight off your feet. This man here.
And Poverty Bay get a free kick. So still at the half-time score of 35-3. That 15 minutes that Paul Feeney was talking about. Really wants his team to give it everything they've got in this period.
Go with him forward.
Well, Auckland able to read that fairly easily. Now they look to the back line. Leighton. And popping into a little hole here for Walsh. Puts the kick ahead. Tawhiri Walsh. Going back as Marnie. And awkward bounce, but luckily for Marnie, Jarrett Goble was there to help him out. Fires it back in field. This is Marnie. Poverty Bay getting numbers there, though. Oh, unlucky.
I'll say he's got him coming in off from the side, but
side of what?
A lot of red shirts. Yeah, there wasn't much to hold them up.
10 tackles down.
Brilliant break to Tawhiri Walsh.
Nice pass, wasn't it? But he ran a good line.
Oh, it was. And the footwork as well. He danced through a couple of holes.
There it is here.
A hint of a forward pass there, to be honest, but who cares? Great break. Look at this bounce. Peculiarities of rugby ball.
Yeah, well, Goble had got back, saved the day. Well, saved the moment.
Another change for Auckland. Mapa Tuipulotu coming on the wing. Jersey 22. It's replacing Pessamino.
Pessamino's been a bit of a mix, hasn't he? Sometimes makes the game look very easy. Sometimes able to make it look quite hard. Jay Williams takes it easily. Artinga bumping into the defence. Quick ball. Haiu turning it back in field for Nick White. Bit of a welcoming committee there, and he's driven back.
Let it go, Reeves.
Good work. This Sione Natu was one of the tacklers there, the blindside flanker.
22.
Braid eventually getting it back. Artinga straight through the hands. Stanley, he's wrapped up by Michael Broadhurst, the number 8. And good work too from Broadhurst, getting the free kick. Taken quickly by the big lock. Away it goes, Bullard. That's gone off an Auckland player. Cornwall, the left winger, caught just short of the line. It wasn't lost forward. Trying to go around the short side was Gabriel. Might not have been the right option.
No, yeah, block for blue player. They went back off. Oh, sorry, the line over.
Oh, again, they got the numbers there, didn't they? It was clever play. Straightens up the little halfback. Auckland team had to get back and defend again.
Auckland throw to the line out. Jay Williams has been having a field day, and so has Haiu. Not really competing against the Auckland jumpers.
Don't lift the leg.
Well, he's happy with the way that's been collapsed. Some of the Auckland players clearly aren't. But Lockie Munro's managed to clear it away into touch.
Good kick from Munro. JP, you mentioned at half-time, he probably has been the tidiest player for Auckland.
Yeah, he hasn't put too many foots wrong, has he? Well, hardly put a foot wrong, probably a better way of putting it. He's certainly been the difference, breaking that first line of defence. In fact, that's been the major difference. Auckland haven't put too many phases together. They've broken early.
Broadhurst couldn't control it, though. Now Daniel Braid comes away with it. Munro floating the pass quickly away to Tuipulotu, the replacement winger, and trying to get the pass away to Marnie. That's come off a Poverty Bay player, and Lockie Munro gets the ball and a tackler at the same time. Referee has the advantage showing to Auckland, I think, from a knock-on. Hart away to Faumoina. And knocked on there by Nick White.
18.
Just a quiet word there. to the big lock.
One blue sub.
Well, that's Nick White's last act. He won't be particularly pleased with it. He's captain of his Auckland side tonight. He's leaving. Pai Whanunu taking his place in jersey 17.
Well, this is another member of that New Zealand under-20 side.
Same goes for you. Bind on the back, stay straight.
Haimona Brown had to leave the field. He'd be disappointed with that. Sitting over there in the sunshine, watching his team putting up a good fight.
Pause.
Still on the half-time score of 35-3.
Ben Artinga to take over the captaincy, I think.
It's gone around.
Huge scrum, wasn't it? From Auckland. Almost got the tight head.
They're not getting any smaller props. This fellow Whanunu, he's a big lad, and well, they had Rodney Ayu and Ben Afiaki, a couple of absolute young monsters in that under-20 side. They were such a good team.
Stay up, stay down.
Grayson Hart, as his uncle watches on, gets it away. And Arting, a little no-look pass, gratefully accepted by Scott Layton.
Seven.
Daniel Braid driving through,
Seven from the side.
and referee playing advantage. I think Poverty Bay would
Seven from the side.
really like him to blow the whistle for the penalty.
Here.
See if they can get it downtown, have another crack.
Penalty.
Well, Bola's saying, let's have a shot at goal, see if we can double our score. Leighton, who would probably be able to knock it over from there, says no. We want to score a try. Let's have
They
another
want
crack.
to play some footy. And rightly so. I mean, analysing the game, JP, Auckland running into traffic. Poverty Bay are pretty good in midfield, not so much between 10 and 12, but 12 and 13 they've been pretty strong. And then when Auckland have tried to go laterally, the skip pass has been well read by Poverty Bay. So they've answered most of the questions.
Down the back it goes, bouncing for Poverty Bay. Bola floating the pass, having to wait for it as Warren, but he's got it now. Turns it back in field to Kraft Chemist, but ran out of room.
Sorry? Off a blue player. Take him down.
Had the right idea, but then tried to go on the outside again.
Got the throw in though. I think it was off Artinga.
Well, they've got their tallest man in the squad now on the field, this fellow here. Just a bit of indecision where it's going. In fact, in the end, they go down the back and it's knocked down by Larry. Untidy stuff, though. Here come Poverty Bay. And, oh, they've lost it forward.
Easy.
Sorry, we've been very biased here, aren't we? You get the feeling we want Poverty Bay to score a try.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I mean, Auckland are not doing themselves any favours. Ball off the top. You know, just the bounce of the ball. I get a rumble on there, they're in trouble.
Well, that was Broadhurst.
Pause. Engage. Hold steady.
Strong-looking fellow, isn't he? He's, as I say, a shepherd by profession. Lockie Munro in the in-goal area, and in the end, well, he's got it away in a touch, but not very far.
No left foot by the looks of it, guys.
Wrong ball.
Yeah, that was the opportunity. Quite easily to take it off the left foot. He had to try and run around the defence and kick off his right.
Gabriel. Chris Bell. Got it now. Here's the big Fijian. He's kept it in play too. That's Broadhurst close to the line, but there's a foot on the touch.
Good period of play, isn't it? Poverty Bay. Came round, they weren't going anywhere. So they just wheel it off. Broadhurst, well, he's had a big game.
Clearing kick has gone into touch. They can take it quickly, and they do. It's Warren. Has to step away from a couple, and Daniel Braid's in there trying to rip the ball away, but Poverty Bay again have got numbers back. Auckland players coming through offside or sealing the ball off. You could see it there. Probably the free kick the best option. Poverty Bay just struggling now to get players back to form up a back line. Well, they're going to work a little move here.
Yeah, they've just got to get behind the ball. They're all in front of it. So, yeah, they've obviously practiced this at training. Crikey, this is going back 30 years.
Standing up. Crowd love it. We haven't even seen it. We may never see it at this rate. Here we go. Straight up the middle. That's the old Zinzan Brook move. Well, they got it. Now Broadhurst hitting it up, but straight into the tackle of Jay Williams. Oh, a bit of rucking. Curtis Hyu didn't like it. And Auckland have turned it over. Munro, nicely weighted kick in behind the fence. They're having to sprint back as Warren. He's got it. But he's also got Jarek Goebel at the same time, but he left his feet, Goebel. Wasn't that one of the Auckland favourites, the old Zinzan Brook up the middle?
Well, there was a couple of moves. I didn't used to run with the ball, Tony. I was in the wall. Funny that.
I bet you would have made a great wall too, Drakey. Here it is here. Now,
there's about 3 options here, and this one's usually not the most fun. That's why.
Not when you're running into Curtis Hyu. That was Soleil, the loose head prop.
Triple change for Poverty Bay coming up. Andrew Cribb, jersey 16, Quentin King 19, and Toby Duckworth in 20.
Well, we've had 18 minutes in the second half and still no change to the halftime score, which was what Paul Feeney told us he wanted from his team in the second half. Let's see what happens for the rest of the game. Well, that's Stan Halkanima.
Knock on, Blue.
Making the knock on there. And, well, they go to North Otago next week, Auckland. And I think some of these blokes are in for a few hard training sessions between now and then.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to think, you know, are we being too critical of these guys? No, I don't think so. Professionals, semi-professionals against amateurs.
Wait for the ball, Blue. Wait for the ball.
Logan. And awkward bounce there for Marnie, but still got time to go back. He's going to have his man on, and he's got it away now. Forward pass. Tui Pelotu was away.
Both of us.
Well, the locals are starting to enjoy this.
Yeah, the sound of banging the hoardings, the advertising hoardings. Unfortunately for Poverty Bay, the bloke who's probably been their best players down injured and back play at the moment. Boller, the halfback, he doesn't look too good, JP.
Yeah, if anything, it looked like it might have just been a bit of cramp. I don't know if he's actually sustained a particular injury. He's been doing a fair amount of work, there's no doubt about that. Plenty of running, he's not alone.
The referee wants to get on, and he's just saying who's going to put the ball in.
Yeah, he's getting the treatment to the calves. I think it's more like a cramping up issue than anything else, so he may be back.
All the kids with the red face paint on and the red jerseys, red jackets. That's a fairly respectable stat there. They haven't spent a lot of that inside the 22. 7 minutes inside the Auckland 22, not a lot to show for it.
Well, look at that handling errors from Auckland 20. So if you're looking at both sides, Poverty Bay, well, they've played to a higher standard than they might have expected. And to be honest, Auckland have been well below what you'd expect from the Ranfurly Shield holders, Air New Zealand Cup holders.
Yes, there are a lot of new faces in this Auckland side. Lost 15 players, mainly offshore since last year. But even so, still plenty of players in that team with experience at this level.
Hold steady.
And higher. Scrum holds up. And round the short side he goes, trying to smuggle the ball back in field.
They got the throw, I think. Poverty Bay.
They were thinking about a quick throw, which might be their best chance.
Blue down here, please. Blue. Blue in front. 2
So
jump.
3/4 of the way through the game. I don't think we're going to see a 100-pointer here this afternoon. It's been knocked down on the Poverty Bay side by Auckland. Away it goes to Leighton, to Logan now, moving it on. Here's Kraft Kemison from the right wing. Again, they get to the breakdown.
Holding on. Man over the top has the right, spec 10.
Toby Duckworth,
Free kick.
the man free kicked. (18 minutes to play. Temperature just starting to drop here now. Been a lovely afternoon, but as the sun starts to get lower in the sky, with
All over him, Rick, all over him.
You were standing in the line.
just a bit of a chill in the air. It's been an exciting couple of days, plenty of anticipation. The Auckland team got here yesterday, as Drakey said. They stayed on a local marae last night. Big welcome in town, big dinner last night. Now here's Lowry off the back of the line out for Auckland. Strong run up to the 22. Nice offload to Daniel Bray. Bustling inside the 22. Away to Munro, swings the pass on. They've got them really stretched here. Tui Pelotu, and over. Well, that's their first score of the second half, and it's taken them 20 minutes. But they've got it over, and Mapa Tui Pelotu has scored it.
Good strength in the end. Lowry, well, he busted the gain line. That was important. Then it was just quick hands. Once they didn't float the ball too far across. And that was off a Poverty Bay line out, so that's been an area where they have been a little weak, Poverty Bay. Quick ball here. Straightens it up, Stanley, and then the space comes across, and he's just too big and too strong, this bloke here. Tupelotu.
Well, another Poverty Bay player being treated out at centre field. I think it's Scott Leighton, and I've got a horrible feeling the cramp is starting to set in every direction for the Poverty Bay guys, JP.
Yeah, they're doing it hard now. Doing a lot of yards. Clearly had to do plenty of work side to side. Come up with a lot of tackles as well, but they've given it all.
Munro, his kicking's been good this afternoon, but he can't land this one. So Tui Pelotu's try not converted. It's 40-3.
Another change for Auckland. Ash Moeki going in jersey 21. Looks to be replacing Lockie Munro at 5'8". Munro would have to be pretty happy with his outing this afternoon. Very dangerous with ball on hand. Certainly big difference in the first half. Breaking that first line defence from set phase and second phase. Pretty stable with the boot as well.
It's just a shot there of Ash Moeki, who another new player, product of Auckland Grammar School. They had a
Scott, what's up?
good first 15, 2-3 years ago, I think, that he appeared in. I remember covering a game that they played against Kings.
There you go.
They lost the round robin, beat them in the final at Eden Park, and he was one of the stars of that team, along with, I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves me correctly, I think Winston Stanley was also in that team.
I think he might have been captain next year.
That's Campbell Torito. We can see he's replaced Scott Leighton. He's just no good now.
Lowry taking the kickoff. Now Moeki moving it wide. Stanley, and another forward pass.
Thrown forward.
You almost get the feeling at times, Drakey, that this Auckland team have felt they are supposed to go out there and win this game by 100 points, and maybe that is, you know, what's caused some of these little mistakes, just desperately trying to pile the points on.
I think you're absolutely right, but I'm sorry, but I just think, you know, you set your own standards, you set your own pattern and your accuracy. Bay have plenty of, Poverty Bay have played very, very well, but Auckland really have let themselves down. And they won't be happy. They'll learn from a lot of young players, I'm sure.
Well, it's getting tough in the scrums now for Poverty Bay.
Play on.
Auckland have driven through on this. And away they go. Moeki trying to slip through. Hart running and avoiding a high tackle too. Hakinima up towards halfway. Hart looking for it.
Tackler out. Tackler out.
Taken by Hart. And Haiu running it. Oh, it's been intercepted. He wasn't back 10 though. Campbell Tarito. That Auckland pack's probably got a whole lot heavier in the last 5 or 10 minutes.
I'll say.
Here's one of the reasons here. Paia Fa'anunu. And the other one is Peter Saili, the flanker. Now Stanley breaking. Trying to slip the pass away. It's been lost. Logan has it for Poverty Bay. Walsh taken. 10 out from the 22. And the referee will bring them back for a scrum.
I think probably the most concerning feature of the match for the Auckland coaches, fellas, will be the fact that the Auckland have only managed to go 5 phases 3 times. And you really have to look at those handling errors, so many of them unforced, really. It's poor execution and a little lack of accuracy here and there. Obviously, with the ability to break the line, and when they've done so, they've invariably finished.
Well, there's Peter Saili, the New Zealand under-20 flanker. He's a very big fellow. And when you think they had Nasi Manu from the Crusaders there and Luke Braid, the brother of Daniel Braid, and some other very good loose forwards, it was one of the strengths of that excellent young team. Logan kicking away, and not a bad kick either, over the head of Tui Pelotu, and taking an age to bring it down. Eventually has it, but now Poverty Bay will again, they've shown real determination to get to the breakdown. That time, James Warren, the fullback's done it. Numbers away out in centre field. Mbola, I think he's going to be one of their key players in the Heartland Championship this year. Been lost by Auckland, but it was initially lost by Poverty Bay. Well, we look forward to seeing this team, this Bailey's Poverty Bay side on Heartland Rugby this year. Well, that bounced every which way but the right one for Mapa Tui Pelotu.
Well, you'd have to say that things are looking pretty good for Poverty Bay in this season. This is the standard that they've set themselves up against one of the heavy weights. They're doing pretty well, in my opinion.
Now Hart running, getting it away to Marnie. Again, just a suggestion of a high tackle there, but referee Williamson happy to let it go, and then penalises free kicks at the breakdown, taken by Hart about 2 metres in front of the mark. Says, come on, I'm a reasonable guy. I'm quite happy to let the game flow, but please take the kick from behind the mark. Would be a help. Now Peter Saili takes it. Famuina has been itching to have a run at them all afternoon.